BlazBlue is a beloved fighting game franchise, of which I know absolutely nothing about. It's therefore of unparalleled importance that I disclaim immediately that BlazBlue Entropy effect has almost nothing to do with the original franchise. It's a roguelike spin-off where you can choose to play as some of the characters from the original game. The main character of this game is Acer, who is some sort of computer who can take on different forms of heroes, which are the BlazBlue franchise characters. You have to use the heroes to complete the mind training, which a megacorp Sky's Eyes has developed, to train the minds of people to protect against some horrible effect that has been spreading lately, known as the entropy effect. I would be lying if I said that I read all the dialogue this game has to offer, because there's a lot of it, and there doesn't need to be, as the main attraction of roguelikes isn't the story, even if it's a nice addition. It's just that the story isn't that groundbreaking. Some people even say it's garbage, but I just think it's average. I mean, it's a roguelike game. Because of that, we'll be moving on to the more important categories. After Hades, Risk of Rain and Dead Cells, we are still being treated with games that have amazing combat. The game offers combos that are fun and satisfying to pull off. Each character is unique and different enough such that people with every single playstyle are able to find characters they enjoy playing as. The characters are mostly balanced, except for Mai. She's a bit underwhelming, but can still perform well if played correctly, but it's much more difficult to do so. Apart from her, it doesn't really matter who you pick. You can perform amazing runs with any of the characters. The only difference would be the difficulty in learning them. Some characters like Taukaka and Lambda are incredibly easy to learn, while Ragna or Jin can take a little bit more time. Which isn't a problem in my eyes, because the replay value the game offers is pretty decent, which is something we'll touch upon very soon. The game does a very good job at incentivizing playing different characters. Whenever you decide to go for another run, you can select 2 Evo types. Evo types are character builds that you can create during your previous runs. The significance of building and selecting good Evo types is that you will inherit some of the tactics and their key abilities for your upcoming run. It's not possible to select an Evo type that's the same character as the one you are going to play for your next run, so you will have to build up other characters as well. What are tactics though? Well, throughout your run you will encounter various bosses and different types of areas. Depending on the area, it will drop you a tactic of a specific type. They can include fire, ice, light, umbra, electricity, toxic and blade. Tactics give you certain bonuses, almost all of which are passive. The more active bonuses are called potentials. They always drop after defeating a boss, but can also be gained by completing specific areas or buying them in the exchange shop. Potentials are your skills. The more you have, the more combos you can pull off. They are of higher importance when it comes to building a strong character than tactics are. This is where the typical roguelike RNG occurs, because you won't be guaranteed the potentials and tactics you want. There are more ways to boost your character's strength. We'll talk about that very soon. Roguelikes are known for their replay value. They are one of the most difficult genres, which causes people having to do a bunch of runs before they finally reach the end of the game. But how does BlazBlue Entropy effect tackle this? In this case, if you want to complete the story, it's not too difficult. Yes, you have to perform multiple runs, but I wouldn't say it's difficult. It's actually quite easy to finish the story. So in order to get more replay value out of this game, you have to push yourself. The first way is the arena. Here you can do 20 different mind challenges, with each challenge becoming more difficult than the previous one. The arena also tracks which challenge you have completed with which character. So if you want, you can complete every challenge with all the different characters to track your progress and skill with each character you have. This is definitely a step up in difficulty from the story. But it doesn't even compare with something called the entropy. Entropy is basically a form of difficulty that you can manually choose to make certain aspects of the game more difficult. Like giving yourself a time limit, making enemies deal more damage, giving bosses more abilities, etc. This raises the entropy level, with a cap of 100 if you have selected every single thing. At level 100 the game becomes incredibly difficult, but at some point you do want to increase the entropy step by step. But why? The last and final way to make yourself stronger is by implanting bonuses into your mind and upgrading them. Your mind can hold 6 different bonuses, ranging from more attack, more mana, HP, or drop chances. You unlock these bonuses using fragments, which are dropped when defeating bosses. But you cannot farm them on the same difficulty level. They only drop once. You need to raise your entropy in order to get more fragments from bosses. And you need to raise them again, and again. Until you finally have all the fragments you need to unlock all the bonuses. This is the final way to make your character stronger and increase replay value. Of course, there are also Steam achievements, which aren't too difficult in my opinion. Though I do wonder, how is it that so many people have completed all the mine challenges compared to the story? Am I just an awful gamer, or does nobody play the story? In any case, they do incentivize you to at least farm all the tactics and therefore try different builds, which is a good thing. But in terms of replay value, don't expect the same value as something like The Binding of Isaac, because you are not going to get that. I also want to make some short comments about the graphics and sound. Of course, you can see the video footage here, so you can form your own opinion about the graphics. I think the design is nice and the game is quite stylish. More importantly, the OST is amazing. The theme from the arena and Susanoo's theme especially are amazing. I listened to them every day for the past week. The tracks are epic themed. They do a wonderful job at creating an environment of high stakes. Something is about to go down and it makes you feel it. All in all, the game offers amazing gameplay, a bit less replay value than we are used to with roguelikes, but we do get a good soundtrack. This game definitely won't replace any other roguelike, but it's definitely worth your time if you enjoy these types of games. If you only care about the story or are expecting a typical BlazBlue game, you are probably not going to find what you're looking for. It therefore scores a solid 8.5.